us with a net worth of 100.
In 2008, Elon Musk walked out of bankruptcy and into the history books. He crushed the Silicon Valley elites who kicked him out. He became the richest man in human history. He allied with the President of the United States. He shattered his father's curse.
You will never amount to anything.
Then fathered 14 children himself.
I no longer wish to be related to my biological father in any way, shape, or form.
Your son is dead. So my son Xavier is dead.
After slaying the dragon, did the boy become the dragon himself? Welcome back to Hidden Lantern Chronicles. To understand the man who wants to conquer the stars, we must first look at the high-powered and beautiful woman he recruited into his private mission. Elon Musk applied the exact same engineering logic to women and children. And that is where his empire began to bleed. He met Justine Wilson at Queen's University, Ontario, Canada in the early 90s. She was an 18-year-old aspiring novelist. Elon asked her out for ice cream. She agreed, but later decided to blow him off. She hid in the student center to study. A normal guy would take the hint. Elon Musk doesn't compute the word no. According to his biographers, he allegedly tracked her down, walked up behind her desk, and handed her 2 melting chocolate chip ice cream cones. They started dating, but eventually went their separate ways. He transferred to Wharton and she moved to Japan to teach English. But Elon never closed the file on her. By the late 90s, the dynamics changed. Elon Musk sold his first startup, Zip2, and became a multi-millionaire in Silicon Valley. He flew Justine out to California. He knew exactly what an aspiring writer couldn't resist. One day, he handed her his credit card and said,
"Go buy as many books as you want."
And in January 2000, after an on and off 10-year marathon relationship, they got married. But the exact moment the ink dried on the contract, the mask slipped. At their wedding reception, while they were dancing, he reportedly leaned into her ear and whispered,
"I am the alpha in this relationship."
She thought he was joking. He wasn't. Justine later wrote,
His will to compete and dominate, which made him so successful in business, did not magically shut off when he came home.
When she told him,
I am your wife, not your employee, his chilling reply was, if you were my employee, I would fire you.
Just 2 months after their wedding, he convinced her to sign a financial agreement by claiming his board required it, a document he blindly signed out of trust, only to realize 8 years later in divorce court that she had been tricked into an ironclad post-nuptial contract that legally erased her from his empire. In 2002, tragedy struck. Their first son, Nevada, died of sudden infant death syndrome at just 10 weeks old. Justine fell into deep depression. Musk's coping mechanism? Complete emotional shutdown. He went back to work. He explicitly refused to talk about it. Instead of lingering in the pain, his solution was efficiency to solve the problem of having heirs. Less than 2 months after their baby died, they were at an IVF clinic. Through IVF, they had twins in 2004 and triplets in 2006, 5 boys in 5 years. But building a family was colliding with building an empire. Between 2002 and 2008, Musk was working 100-hour weeks on saving SpaceX and Tesla from bankruptcy. He was rarely home. Justine was left in a Bel Air mansion, raising 5 young boys with a team of nannies, perhaps feeling more like a household manager than a partner. By the spring of 2008, the marriage was at a breaking point. Justine asked for counseling. Musk agreed, but he approached couples therapy the same way he approached a board meeting. He wanted immediate results or cut the losses. In a 2010 bombshell essay by Marie Claire magazine, chillingly titled I was a starter wife inside America's messiest divorce. Justine reviewed the final negotiation.
Elon agreed to enter counseling, but he was running 2 companies and carrying a universe of stress. 1 month and 3 sessions later, he gave me an ultimatum. Either we fix this marriage today or I will divorce you tomorrow, by which I mean I will file the papers first thing in the morning.
Justine asked for more time. She said she couldn't fix years of issues in 24 hours.
When I asked for another week, Elon nodded, got into the car, and drove away. The next morning, he filed the divorce papers. I was cut off from his credit cards.
By 2008, they divorced. He gave her a $20 million equivalent settlement. Justine left us with a haunting quote.
In his world, everything is an efficiency project, marriage included.
2 years later, in 2010, he married then 25-year-old British actress Tallulah Riley, 14 years his junior. Divorced in 2012. Remarried in 2013, divorced again in 2016. She had no children with him. For her first divorce, she was paid out $4.2 million. For the second, reportedly $16 million. Tallulah later said,
"He is a very complex man. You either accept it or you leave. I chose to leave."
In 2016, briefly dated Amber Heard during her explosive divorce from Johnny Depp. The relationship lasted a year. By 2018, the era of marriage was officially over. The era of biological startup began. It was his relationship with Canadian singer Grimes that finally exposed his ultimate emotional operating system. They met in 2018 over a nerd joke about AI on Twitter. It looked like he had finally found his soulmate. In 2020, they had a son famously named X-8. In 2021, a daughter, Exa Dark Sidereal. In 2022, a third child, Techno Mechanicus. But were they a family? Not really. In November 2021, just weeks before Grimes welcomed their daughter via surrogate, Musk secretly fathered twins with Siobhan Zilis, an executive at his own company, Neuralink. Grimes had absolutely no idea. She was reading about his new children in the news, just like the rest of us. When Grimes finally left, the legal battle was brutal. They plunged into a vicious multi-state custody battle over their 3 children. Musk strategically her in Texas, a state notorious for capping child support payments. Grimes later summarized their relationship.
"He is my best friend, but his focus is on other things."
Because they were never legally married, there was no divorce settlement. Grimes walked away with 0 assets, and Musk weaponized Texas law at a $2,760 a month in total for their 3 kids. He has 12 surviving children across 3 different women, 5 with his first wife, 3 with Grimes, 4 with Siobhan. And recently, a 14th child was confirmed with a 4th woman, influencer Ashley St. Clair, sparking yet another vicious legal battle. Almost every single one child was conceived through IVF or surrogacy, except for his eldest son with Grimes, X-812. In April 2025, a bombshell investigation by the Wall Street Journal exposed that Musk employs an appointed consigliere to manage the various mothers of his children, enforcing strict NDAs and paying millions for their silence. He has even reportedly used his own platform X to direct message women asking if they would bear his children. In a leaked text message obtained by the journal, he chillingly laid out his ultimate plan.
To reach Legion level before the apocalypse, we will need to use surrogates.
But we cannot verify if these allegations are true. We are not here to pass judgment on the private life of a genius. A home, after all, remains a sacred black box. Perhaps human relationships were just a puzzle too fragile for a mind built for Mars. While his personal world navigated its own storms, his machines offered him a quiet, certain peace, achieving a kind of flawless divinity, because cold and like a mother's heart, never argues. 3 months after escape bankruptcy in 2008, NASA called a $1.6 billion contract. SpaceX was alive. On that call, Musk simply said, "I love NASA," and reportedly changed his computer password to "I love NASA." It was the first time state capital lifted him up, but it wouldn't be the last. From that moment, Musk treated the laws of physics like his personal playground. In 2012, Dragon docked with the International Space Station, the first private company in history to do so. By April 2016, he was landing them on floating drone ships in the ocean. He didn't just conquer space, he forced the auto industry to bow to them. Meanwhile, in 2012, the Tesla Model S launched. In 2013, it was Car of the Year. Then came the Model X with its Falcon wing doors in 2015, and the mass-market Model 3 in 2017. But Musk's obsession with absolute control triggered what he called production hell. From 2017 to 18, he refused to delegate, slept on the factory floor, he micromanaged every robot. He pushed through to build the Shanghai Gigafactory in 2019. By 2020, Tesla was the most valuable car company on Earth, and by 2023, the Model Y was the best-selling car globally. By 2021, his net worth crossed $300 billion. He became the richest man in recorded history. His reaction on Twitter? Well, back to work. In April 2022, he announced he was buying Twitter to save free speech. By July, he tried to back out. Twitter sued him. He closed the $44 billion deal in October. He famously walked into the headquarters carrying a sink, declaring, "Let that sink in." He then ruthlessly fired 80% of the 7,500 employees within half a year. He rebranded it to X, the exact same name as the very company where his own board orchestrated a coup and fired him while he was on his honeymoon back in 1999. 22 years later, he bought the world's public square just to resurrect the name he was stripped of. He launched X, paid XTV, and his own AI company XAI with the Grok chatbot, while suing OpenAI and Sam Altman in a bitter feud that continues to date. By 2024, he went all in on politics, publicly endorsing Donald Trump. Following the election, Trump appointed him to lead the Department of Government Efficiency, exactly the same name as his meme coin Doge. He is no longer just a CEO, he is a political oligarch. He has successfully acquired the stars and the American state, but he remains powerless to fix the one broken code that matters the most: the silence between father and the son.
anger, uncaring, and narcissistic.
Today, Elon Musk stands at the absolute peak of the world. He moved the timeline of humanity forward, but his own heart remains frozen in 1980s South Africa. He spent a lifetime slaying the monster that was his father, only to seemingly build the exact same rage for his own children. He mastered the laws of physics and the algorithms of power, but perhaps he failed to learn the most fundamental human lesson: how to love someone unconditionally, where the only algorithm is the heart. If you found today's story intriguing, support our deep dives by subscribing and hitting the like button. I want to hear from you. Is the price of changing the world always this lonely? This is Hidden Lantern Chronicles. Until the next episode.